Yo, what's going on guys? Welcome back, and today I wanted to make a different video. I usually don't do this, but I just had to. With the new season coming out and the new State of Balance Season 6 recap, I thought it would be a good time to talk about my main Raider. I've been playing Raider since the open beta until now, and I talked with some other content creators who also main Raider, and we discussed this for a while, and I hope they will also make a video on this topic so we can maybe get the desired buff or rework for the character. First of all, I would like to say that I'm talking from a dual perspective, and most of the people I talk to, Raider is considered to be weak in duels, and even top level players and competitive players seem that way. That however didn't stop me to get to Diamond 5 in ranked duels with him. However, that is where the story ends. The reason for that is that Raider lacks mix-ups and in the opening department, making him an easy to read character. And yes, he has his own, but it's not really an opener, but we will discuss this later on. So without further ado, I would like to start off with what I call brain dead changes that need to happen. The first of these changes would be faster light attacks. Just like Shigoki, Raider is one of the heroes with the slowest attack speed. His lights are slow and easy to parry, and so are his heavy attacks. Speeding them up, bringing them to the standard of, let's say, a Warden with 500 millisecond light attacks would be a nice change. The second brain dead point I would like to make is light into heavy chains. Yes, Raider does not have a light into heavy chain, which makes him predictable. So far he only has two mix-ups, light, and heavy into light chain. This makes him really easy to read, and most of the time throwing the light after a heavy will get you parried. If you follow me and my channel for a while, you probably know I'm not a big fan of hyper armor, especially on Berserker. However, giving Raider hyper armor on his heavy or zone attack would make sense. However, I would not like Raider to become a second Berserker, don't get me wrong. Having hyper armor on every attack is just bad. Giving hyper armor on heavies and his zone attack could potentially be a bit too overpowered in 4v4 fights, even though I'm not a 4v4 expert by any means. But giving him hyper armor on his zone attack would at least make him somewhat viable against light spammers such as Orochi and PK, since until now every attack you try to start will get interrupted by even the most tiny attack. This is one thing that pisses me off, and I'm probably not the only Raider main that feels that way, is when you're trying to throw a heavy attack, Orochi will just spam his top light and PK will just throw his zone or a top light, and it's not just them. There's a bunch of other characters that could just throw a light attack and stop you whenever you try and start a mix-up. So I think this actually would make a lot of sense. Another great idea, and this one didn't come from me, would be an undodgeable stunning tap. As it is now, Raider's stunning tap is pretty easy to predict, making it easy to parry or dodge, hence leaving Raider open for a guard break. But giving him the undodgeable property will force the opponent to either block or parry the attack. This will also give him a good countermeasure to those pesky dodge attack spamming characters. I cannot tell you how many times I tried to do a stunning tap. The dodge attack against a stunning tap is pretty safe, you have nothing to worry about, and it's really frustrating to be a Raider main and try and use the stunning tap against Orochi or PK or any other character that has a dodge attack. One thing we already saw in the open beta from Marching Fire is a heavy after a guard break. I mean, this would certainly bring him in line with Warden and Kensei. However, doing 40 damage of a side heavy would be too much in my opinion, so maybe his side heavies on guard break should get reduced damage. I still don't know if this is the right way to buff Raider or not. If they actually implement it, I mean the developers already said they like the feedback they received on this unwanted change in Marching Fire. But yeah, only time will tell and how good this change would actually be. So I think the developers are already working on this one, even though I did like the change, but it's not really what I was looking for in a rework for Raider. Another thing which is really interesting and that could be implemented is a bash opener. Now, while talking to the other content creators, I mentioned that I am not a fan of this, but I do see their point. I'm not a fan since I personally am scared. I'm not a fan since I'm personally scared of how this will turn out to be. If it ends up being similar to Kensei's Pummel Strike, I'm totally fine with it. But if it turns out to be another Conqueror Shield Bash or Valk Shield Bash spam, then I'm certainly against it. In my opinion, Kensei is probably one of the best reworked heroes. He's not too strong and he's not weak at all. And I think Kensei is something that we should look at while reworking other characters. We do not need more ability spamming with guaranteed lights in the game. And last thing I would like to mention was the idea of having a soft feint into Stampede charge. It sounds nice, but I personally think this would be way too OP, but who knows if it's done right. But yeah, I'm still not a fan of this one. For the end, I want to ask you guys to go to the link below and vote for your favorite changes for Raider. I made a poll and all of the content creators already voted on it. And if enough people vote on it, I might send it to the devs so they can see it and get some more input for Raider. It might not do anything, but it is worth a try. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and I'll see you guys in my next video.